and all of next week because of the coronavirus, even though that nobody here in this building has a coronavirus as we speak of. But yet we are going to be over dramatic just because somebody somewhere in this world has the coronavirus. So let's go ahead.
And we don't want to be seen as not doing something.
Yeah, and so we want to make sure we are politically correct in everything we do and say. So we have no show because of the coronavirus. I'm canceling everything, including my NBA 2K game tonight.
So I've just canceled Ajay's microphone. It's the first step. It's the first step
to do this.
Oh, it came back on.
I'm pissed. This is stupid. I don't want to do the show today. I'm so just annoyed.
Look, there was a third case confirmed in the state of Utah today.
I get it, and that's important, but that was in Summit County. How far am I away from Summit County? Have I met anybody? Is there anybody here from Summit County today that is studying in this building? By the way, I'm really sorry, Gabby, the intern, for just throwing all your great work all over the floor. But I just don't care anymore. Or at least not today. I have no energy to do this show today anymore. Pricks have the coronavirus. That's probably why I don't care. Is that part of the symptoms? You lose energy and you have bad behavior?
You lose your will to go forward?
Yeah, I've lost more than my will. I've lost everything of desire to be on the radio today. Sorry, Mr. Frandsen, if you're listening. It's not entirely my fault. Blame the coronavirus. By the way, you know what's funny? Okay, so there's this computer game called The Division, and it's where you go out and you try to hunt down these bad guys, or at least kill the crime, because this virus had killed everybody in the state of New York. So you just run around and try to hunt these people down. And now here we are. This virus is killing one person at a time, and it's ending our economy. Well, let's not even talk sports today. Let's just talk about, Eric, let's talk about a few things. Let's start with the economy. You know, Dow went down, and they're pretty much hit rock bottom. Dow went down 1,400 points today in the stock market. We're back to 2008.
Okay, so this is the Full Court Press. It's a sports talk show. Sorry, we had to bring Ajay's mic down a little bit.
We had no sports. So what the fetch are we supposed to talk about?
Look, so the NCAA today has announced that no fans will be allowed in any NCAA basketball games. The Golden State Warriors today announced there will be no fans allowed in any of their home games. Basically, the mayor of San Francisco said any event that may have more than 1,000 people congregating together, we should cancel it. So now that the NCAA has come out officially, Golden State has done it in the NBA. The Seattle Mariners are doing it up in Seattle. They're not going to play any games at home in March. Are these just the first dominoes to fall? Are we going to see this become more and more commonplace?
Okay, so here's my question to you. With the Golden State Warriors canceling, or at least banning fans from being in the arena, I don't know what to put it as. Does the Utah Jazz do the same thing by the end of this week? Does the NBA, and I'm dead serious, because you're losing revenue because you have no fans there, does the NBA suspend the season? I'm waiting for the Utah Jazz because I'm supposed to go to the basketball game this Saturday night against Memphis, and I'm waiting for the Utah Jazz to come out and just ruin my week and say, nope, can't come. We have the coronavirus here. Well, it's somewhere in Summit County, but it could be here.
So there are discussions going on that the NBA is looking at canceling games or delaying games. And there's the NBA has been meeting with their Players Association, and they are looking at maybe even having a brief pause and then extending the season. So you'll still play your regular number of games, but maybe you just reschedule them. It's going to be a nightmare to try to reschedule all of that because there's concerts and other things that happen in those venues. Of course, are those concerts or those other events aren't they also going to be affected? The NBA, this is according to a report from ESPN, the NBA is bracing for losses in the hundreds of millions of dollars, across the sport.
Okay, so in the last, 12 hours, according to ABC News, 4 more deaths reported in Washington State. U.S. case surpasses 1,000 death toll, reaches 36. Italy announces more than 2,300 new cases. TSA confirms 3 employees tested positive, and NCAA decides no fans at March Madness. Are we all in the general freak? I mean, I'm not even in the freak out mode. I'm in the more ticked off mode.
It should be renamed March Sadness.
I was supposed to go to a really cool event tonight, and that cool event's now been canceled because of unnecessary reasons.
Is it because you were going to be there, or
no?
Is that one of the reasons?
Okay, don't make me tell the event that I was going to go to and promote it, because I swear to life I will.
There's nothing to promote. It's not happening.
Well, I could talk about how cool it was going to be. I'll do it. I swear to life I'll do it.
One of the things the NBA is also looking at is moving games to cities that don't have these outbreaks.
Can't do it. Where?
Yeah, where would you go?
Yeah, where would you go? Like if Utah, because Utah had one in Summit County. Guess what? We have our event was supposed to be here, and the things in Summit County. So if we're freaking out about something 3 hours away, you can't play a game in Utah. Then California's obviously can't play games, at least in Oakland, or San Francisco, or wherever the fetch it is. New Jersey can't do it. New York can't do it. Florida can't do it. So I'm not sure where else you go.
You know where coronavirus is not in the United States?
Canada,
Idaho, Montana, Wyoming.
We are going to have the Lakers-Clippers
game
North
Dakota
in Declo, Idaho.
And it's not in...
Or in Preston, Idaho.
Arkansas or Alabama.
Arkansas or Alabama. Oh, it's going to be. You just give it time. So here's my question.
Oh, it's not in West Virginia either.
Do they postpone the NCAA tournament?
No, they're still going to happen.
Oh, no, but I mean, right now they are. Right now they are. I'm saying by the end of the week, will they... You sure?
The ticket loss is one thing. The television revenue loss is another.
Oh, dude, no, forget that. We're already above and past that, Eric.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. The governor of Ohio just overruled the NCAA and said, you are not going to have any fans at your game. Like, who's to say the governor's like, you know what? We're not going to have any games here, period. We're not doing it. We're not going to risk it. According to Jeff Goodman, NCAA source told him, quote, things are moving quickly right now with no fans, but we don't know where this is headed. There have been discussions about, Eric, canceling or postponing the NCAA tournament, but we're hoping it doesn't get to that point, end quote. Well, guess what? You're already on the highway to hell to it. So let's just go ahead and throw our paddles out into the ocean and jump into a waterfall. I mean, this is unreal. I've never seen, I understand the concern, but this is like taking a sledgehammer to the wreck panic button and breaking it. Unreal. I'm really pissed that my cool event got canceled tonight, man.
So, there have been some changes that the NBA has already instituted. And we saw some of these at the Utah Jazz on Monday. Access to the locker rooms has been changed. More sanitation places with hand sanitizer. Multiple announcements about washing your hands really good.
Yeah.
Proper hygiene.
Oh, proper hygiene? Speaking when you freaking suck your whole entire hand and make out with it and then continue to touch items over here. I took eight of those Clorox wipes things and wiped this place down on this end. Because I didn't want to get the virus.
I don't have the virus.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Major League Baseball, NHL, Major League Soccer also instituting similar things that the NBA has done, limiting access to the locker rooms. They're trying to shield their players as best they can. What's going on over there? Playing music.
I'll tell you in a bit.
But the Ivy League, we talked about this the other day. They're canceling their tournament, which I think is a huge mistake. It's already created a lot of controversy from the players themselves, speaking out very vocally about it. But holding the games is one thing without any fans. Canceling them all together is entirely different. So, I don't know. It's really disappointing.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I think they're just trying to get out ahead of this, so it doesn't. So the United States doesn't face what Italy is facing right now, what China has been facing for the last 2 months, month and a half. Italy has already been dealing with this for a little while. So has South Korea. That they've been holding games, they've been holding sporting events, but they haven't been allowing fans there. But actually, in Italy, they've been changing some things even further. They've just postponed things. Everything's been canceled until early April. We've already talked Olympic qualifying events are being affected. The Olympics, some serious concern there if the Olympics will even happen, because that not only is Asia kind of the hub of where this has all been going on and has spread, but people from all over the world are going to be congregating there as this virus goes all over the world. So if it doesn't start to subside and start to tail down, there's some real serious concern that the Olympics won't even happen this summer.
Yeah, the Big Three basketball league just moved their event to LA. But
where was it before?
I don't know. Portland, I think. Yeah. Memphis, New York, and Portland, they've all moved those dates or all those locations to LA. They're still letting fans attend, though.
So watching a high-level sporting event without any fans.
Yeah,
what's that going to be like?
Okay, so here's the thing. Those number one seeds who had a geographical advantage, you can just totally swipe that off.
Doesn't mean anything anymore.
Not anymore. Like a 16 going to play a 1 seed, it's just an open scrimmage now.
And where there might be some energy in the crowd to cheer for the underdog.
Well,
that's not.
Well, no,
happen.
I mean, not even that. I mean, what if they're all there to go see a 1 seed and watch their team blow out the 16 seed, right? I mean, Gonzaga and Spokane. I mean, like
where?
Spokane. Well, dude, I'm not in the mood today. Damn it! Don't even. Okay, Spokane. What is it?
Spokane.
Spokane. No, it's not.
Spokane.
Are you lying to me?
I thought maybe you were saying something different, but it's
Spokane.
I had to. Yeah.
Why
you were saying something
different.
different.
Why is it Spokane?
Spokane.
Okay, so wait, why is it Spokane, though? Because isn't there an E at the end? So it's like Kane?
Why is
but
it
it's Kane?
Tooele? I don't know.
Well, because Tooele, no, that makes sense, because Tooele. So Tooele. Yeah,
why do we call it Hurricane? Down in southern Utah.
Dude, that's messed up.
Why don't you call it Hurricane?
I don't know. Whoever the moron is that made that decision really sucks, and he shouldn't be making any more
city names. So who am I to
names.
question how to pronounce Spokane, Washington?
Is it really Spokane? That's horrible. Who the fetch made that? Like, what were you thinking? Huh? I mean, when you're drinking a bottle of Clorox, like, how do you totally mess that up? So, in Spokane, right, this new city called Spokane, there's no home court advantage. There's none. Like, there's a geographical advantage because the team has to travel all the way to the East Coast.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, you're almost kind of like, if you're San Diego State, you're kind of hoping you're a 1 seed now because you can play Duke in their own backyard, but no one's going. No one's going to go. So they're just playing a Duke in an open scrimmage. That'd be all right with that.
Now that the NCAA has made this announcement, now that Golden State has made their announcement, does everybody else now feel like, oh, we have license, we can do this now, and we won't get the backlash because, well, they did it, and those are big events, so we better act like we're doing something too.
Well, 6521 texts in and says, really, Ajay? This is not about you. Let organizations do what they need to. Well, it's not about me. It's about the fans who actually paid $414 to go to an NCAA tournament game, Mr. 6521. Or Mrs. I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's not about me. You're right. But there's people who paid lots and lots of money, and some won't even get a refund. Well, I guess there's some events going on that won't even get a refund. That's got to be frustrating. Like, they paid for an event, and they won't even get a refund for it now. I don't know. It's nuts. I've never seen anything like it ever in my life. That's because it's probably never happened. Well, I guess it hasn't really ever happened in my life, has it? Trying to think of anything that's been even close to this, Eric.
H1N1, swine flu.
Yeah, but they didn't cancel like.
But nothing got canceled like this.
Yeah, like nothing to this degree.
There were concerns, but everybody was like,
hey,
wash your hands. Don't put your hands in your face.
Yeah, well, don't stick
Use
your
proper
hands in your mouth
sanitation.
and then wipe it all over the keyboard and mouse.
Get a good night's rest every night.
Don't stick your donut on the counter.
Take your vitamins.
Right in front of Gabby.
Eat healthy.
And then, I took 8 Clorox wipes to this place to take care of the situation. 8. That's a lot. Just because Mr. Grossy Gross over there couldn't.
Was not gross.
You were licking your hand and then touching things.
It was like a crumb that
you
fell
did the
off.
opposite of what the coronavirus anti-people tell you not to do. So yes, it was gross. Gabby was grossed out.
I think she was
Poor
more
gal.
shocked at your overreaction than what was going on with
here,
me.
You're like sticking your hand in your mouth to finish off the last bit of your donut that you just couldn't wash off your hands.
You got to savor every bit.
Things. Gross. Can't believe I'm over here touching this stuff.
Let me ask this, and I'd love to get the reactions from our listeners. Are you less interested now in March Sadness and watching these games on television?
That's not over dramatic.
Are you less interested now that fans will not be there? Or will it matter because you're going to watch the games on TV anyway, and they're still going to be... It's still the NCAA tournament. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. How much does this change how you're going to be tuning in over the next couple of weeks? 435-339-0321. I want to know your reactions to this now and how that might affect how you view the NCAA tournament over the next couple of weeks. 435-339-0321.
I'll tell you who's really thrilled are the bars and sports restaurants.
Are they, though?
Oh, they're...
Because people are going to be gathering in tight spaces. People are freaking out. They don't want to do that.
No, they're not freaking out. The media's freaking out, and the organizations are freaking out. The fans are like, hey, let's go to wherever and go watch a game. You know? They're going to go... there's restaurants here in the Valley that are going to be packed now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Jam-packed because they want to go watch the game. And with the lack of media coverage, they'll be allowed to be inside the arena. It's going to take a precedent over it. Absolutely.
Couple of reactions from different organizations about the coronavirus and how it's affecting sports. First, from Brian Windhorst.
Oh, great.
He's been talking to NBA executives.
Sure he has.
Some of the things that they are saying as they're trying to react and figure out a consensus about what to do in the league. First, it's about player safety.
The NBA is making decisions with the player safety number one because they want to protect their players, of course. But if a player were to be diagnosed with coronavirus, my feel is that the league would have to suspend operations.
Ajay, professional athletes are probably the most healthy athletes in the world.
Brian Windhorst isn't.
He's not an NBA professional athlete.
Nope. Well, yeah,
so,
that's true. I'm just saying he's not.
Even if an NBA athlete contracts the coronavirus, the chances of it being severe are extremely low. Extremely low. But still, I understand you got to be cautious. There are cases where people are dying from this. But there are, as Brian Windhorst continues, says there doesn't seem to be consensus among the NBA as a whole as to how to move forward as this continues to progress.
The league has tried hard to get a consensus, and the difficulty has been they can't get it because there's no action plan here. They didn't develop this. They can't say, well, we did this back in 1987 or what have you. It's all new.
And they've also looked to see what happened in China with their professional basketball league and how they responded to the virus outbreak there.
In China, when this became a major issue in January, they shut the Chinese Basketball Association down. They told everybody to go home, including a lot of players who are Americans and Canadian players, and they have not done anything in 2 months. And they are just now beginning the process of having the players come back with the idea that they could restart the season in early April. That is something that the NBA is going to have to take a look at and study.
Pausing the NBA season? I don't know.
You know what I'm really upset the most about? Is that the two World Rowing Cups, the European Olympic and Paralympic Qualification Regatta and the final Paralympic Qualification Regatta, are all due to be held in Italy between April 10th and May. I mean, they've been canceled. Rowing. I'm one of the biggest rowing fans in the world. I love to row. And then, of course, one of my favorites, the, where is it? Table tennis. Okay. I'm a great ping pong player. Judo. I was really looking forward to that. Badminton. What the fetch am I supposed to do? No badminton, no TV. All right. I mean, no ESPN the Ocho. They also canceled my one of my more favorite events, the cycling. The final two stages of the UAE tour were canceled. Okay. I mean, I'm going. I mean, weightlifting. I love getting motivated to go weightlift when I watch these guys go at it in Uzbekistan. And I mean, it's been canceled. The Asian Championships.
Folks in Major League Baseball, they're also reacting to this. As we mentioned, the Seattle Mariners are not playing any games in Seattle in March. But a couple others in Major League Baseball weighing in on this. Mike Matheny. Again, kind of waiting to see what they can do.
I know that the league's doing what they can to protect players. So whenever that's happening, I mean, you can't go wrong. You know, the motive's right. And so we just we'll do what we can.
Chris Davis also weighing in.
We see the headlines. We know it's being talked about in the community and the general public, but for us, I think it's more of just doing everything that we can to be proactive and keep ourselves and our fans in a safe environment.
We already mentioned that things are going on with the Golden State Warriors. Bob Myers addressed the media about this, and they're basically following local government and some of their things that they have expressed. It was more about what their local municipality, their local government, their local situation was talking about. It was not so much about a directive from the NBA. And here's some of his comments. So again, from Bob Myers of the Golden State Warriors.
It's a serious situation, and so there's a lot of different opinions on what should be done, what could be done, but I think we would all agree, and we're also always taught it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're choosing that course along with the city. As far as the response of our coaching staff, our players, it was somber. This is not something I imagine any of them have ever done or will have to do. They're professionals, they're human beings. We'll be okay. This is brand new stuff for myself, Rick, our players. I'm sure everybody here and listening or watching. But we've been taught since we were young, and rightly so, that health is first priority in life, and that's what we message to our players. A lot of them have families, have parents, have kids, and understood what's going on here, and it's bigger than the Warriors.
I feel like it's half-hearted when he says it. Like, he's kind of like, dude, we're losing money here. Like, I get that we're worried, but this is overdoing it. I shouldn't say half-hearted.
I don't know about that. I think he's disappointed.
Yeah, there we go. I'm disappointed, too. I mean, the all-around World Cup in Stuttgart, gymnastics, canceled. The Apparatus World Cup in Doha, canceled. My favorite, the Rhythmic Gymnastics World Cup, that's one of my favorites. That's in Pesaro, Italy. It's been postponed. I mean, water polo, you're into water polo. Okay, your kid's going to be going to college in water polo. Well, they postponed 3 water polo competitions. It's horrific. It's really sad. The Olympics, the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, like you said, the torch lighting ceremony. No like you're gonna run it in like the streets of nobody. Like nobody's
they
gonna
still
watch
did the torch lighting ceremony.
Yeah, but
just
nobody's
didn't have
gonna
anybody there.
watch it. So no one's gonna clap for you. You're gonna run in dead silence.
TV cameras were there.
Oh, that's great. Hey, camera 1, camera 2, get camera 2. Can we get this angle, please? I mean, really? Well, I mean, what else do we got here, Eric? Let's keep looking. Czech Republic's League of Football, big. Not happening anymore. We were talking about table tennis, badminton, judo. I could go on here. Let's see what else. Hold on, I missed one though. There's one in like Chikalakashana country. Where is it at? It's not in Brooklyn. I can't remember. I can't find it. It's in Chikalakashana, and it's in this weird country. Like it's called Chikalakashana. Anyways, so World Athletics Indoor Championships in Beijing.
In where?
Beijing. Chikalakashana is not holding the European Throwing Cup. Yikes. Oh, wait, that's in Liria, Portugal.
Rick Welts, also with the Warriors, said that they met with the mayor, and they decided to hold these games without the fans. I think we're going to see more NBA teams start to do this, especially in other communities where it's more of a thing than in others.
We've had I think, really productive collaboration with the city of San Francisco. Yesterday, I'd asked to meet with the mayor this morning, and we did have that meeting this morning, and it was I would say it's very cordial. It was very constructive. I hope she feels the same way. I think she does. And we, at the conclusion of that meeting, felt that it was really important that we express our, greatest level of cooperation possible and collaborating with them on coming up with a policy that affects not just the Warriors, but all events at Chase Center over at least the next 2 weeks. We have 1,500 part-time employees who have their jobs because of Chase Center and the events that we have here. And for me, this is the hardest part because we do have a number of those who live paycheck to paycheck, who this is going to impact a lot more. It's going to impact our players, me or Bob or anybody in this room. So I don't want that to get lost in the conversation about what something like this means in terms of its impact to our city, because it goes way beyond the core business of playing NBA basketball games, for sure. It has been widely reported a call with all 30 teams this afternoon where the league will conduct a discussion about the way forward for our season. As San Francisco has really been the first domino to fall here, I think there's a lot of speculation that other cities will look at what San Francisco is doing, and we potentially could have other NBA cities affected the way we are in the not-too-distant future.
When do they have their first game with no fans? Is that tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight. Thursday?
Thursday? It's tomorrow night.
Against the Nets? I mean, no fans go anyways to that place. No one cares about a G League basketball game.
8:30 our time. But it's not going to be a national broadcast game.
Sure as heck could hope not. You go watch.
TNT is going to be broadcasting the Rockets at the Lakers instead.
So my question is, I don't know if you even answered it yet, but when does the Jazz take the follow of this? Or do they?
I think, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I'm trying to think if there'd be some communities, some NBA cities that aren't really affected yet. But when I look at this nationwide map, of course, it doesn't break it down county by county. The map I'm looking at is just state by state. But, like, where would you go?
Yeah, I think they suspend the season. I do. I think that's what ends up being the.
Do you still held the games, or do you just say no? It's for the fans. We're going to suspend the season.
Well, here's the problem: is you can't go to. I mean, there's like you said 4 other places right now, states that don't have a case. So how do you fit 32 teams or games into that?
The NBA is not going to pick up and move to Boise, Idaho.
Yeah.
Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, there is no
Cheyenne,
way.
Wyoming.
Yeah, there's no way.
Portland, Maine.
That's what I'm saying is that I think they cancel. They suspend the season and just wait it out for 2-3 weeks. This is a nightmare. Granted, I was concerned about the coronavirus. And by the way, like even with everything happening, with all the cancellations and all the issues, I still have that same level of concern, which is semi-high but not panicked. Not like this.
Again, I want to hear from you, the listeners. How does this affect how you may be tuning in or following NCAA men's basketball tournament? The announcement earlier this afternoon, no fans will be allowed to go to any NCAA men's basketball or women's basketball tournament games. They'll still be on TV. There'll be a shell of a staff there manning it, but there will not be really any fans. A few family members will be there. Will that affect how you tune in and watch the NCAA tournament? 435-339-0321, or are you going to watch it business as usual? It's not going to affect anything. We'd love to get your thoughts on that. We're also going to talk about the Utah Jazz. You do have a game tonight against Oklahoma City. Very dangerous team to be facing. Continue to look at some of these other reactions that are going on around the world and see what's going on in other countries to see if that is a precursor to what we're going to start seeing in the United States. We've already talked about some of these different events that have been canceled, but we heard a little bit about what took place in China, what about in Italy, and some other countries that have been affected by this. Just trying to wrap our head around this and how it's going to affect some things even a little bit closer to home, as, again, the third case was confirmed in Utah today, person living in Summit County. So I'll update you on all that coming up on the Full Court Press.
It doesn't matter who you root for. The Full Court Press has all the high school sports covered. The Full Court Press. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at 1069thefan.com.
Eric Frandsen, Ajay Salvesen, just saw this on social media. The lack of fans in arenas for NCAA basketball tournament will make it feel like a church ball game, except there'll be better chance of good sportsmanship for the NCAA games.
Yeah, they ain't happening. Even TJ Haws has bad sportsmanship.
Okay, so we were talking during the break that no fans in the stands. It's almost like having the players mic'd up. There won't be crowd noise to drown out what they're saying on the court. Good thing or bad thing?
It'll be fun.
It'll be interesting, fun. But
you
have to run it on a delay because
there'll be some bleeps.
Some of the things that they say in the game are not for TV.
Yeah, when Brock Miller takes a transition 3, you might hear some stuff come out of Craig Smith's mouth.
Or if BYU gets called for a foul.
Oh yeah,
that they don't think they commit.
Pope will freaking lose his mind. I don't know. It's weird. It's uncomfortable, and it's disappointing. But I get it. I mean, they're just being safe. And you knew it was coming. Like 2 days ago, you knew this was coming.
The way things were trending, yeah.
Yeah, you knew this was coming.
But just look how much has happened just in the last...
the police showed up.
Look what's happened in just the last 4 days.
Oh, get them. Yeah, absolutely. It's been nuts.
So what are the next 4 days going to look like?
I'm telling you, they might even postpone the NCAA tournament.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's a possibility the NBA season could be postponed.
Yeah. And that's
Major League Baseball.
Baseball's another thing. Have they announced anything?
Well, only the Seattle Mariners.
That's it?
Have said that we're not going to play any home games in March. Now, University of Michigan has announced all home athletic events through April 21st are going to be limited to athletes, coaches, officials, and essential personnel, including credentialed media, and a max of 2 family members. 2 family members only.
For what is this?
University of Michigan.
Okay.
The spring game has been canceled. There's no in-person recruiting going on.
So then here's so now how, Eric, does this affect Utah State? Right? Do they cancel their open practices?
Big Ten just now. Big Ten announcing that beginning Thursday, attendance at all Big Ten men's basketball tournament games will be limited to players, coaches, event staff, essential team, and conference staff, credentialed media, and immediate family members of the participating teams.
Oh, at least you're allowing some fans.
So Big West has already announced this. The MAC has announced this. Now it's the Big Ten. Pac-12 has been going as normal down in Las Vegas. They played games today.
Good for them. No one got sick. So we can calm that overreaction down over there. Though, if I were a Utes fan, I would be sick right now. I would claim to have the coronavirus. I wouldn't have to go to work the next day after what just happened. Sucks to be you, Utes.
The Utes were up by 14 today.
Dude, their season got ended
and
because
they
they canceled the
on a
CBI.
last
Man, that
second
sucks.
shot. And Plummer set a new Pac-12 record for 3-point shots made. Beat Klay Thompson's record. He made like 9 threes today.
And they still lost?
They still lost.
Sounds about right. Larry K's got to go. Now they don't have the CBI to go to. They just might as well just fire Larry K.
I think he has at least one more year.
No way.
I think he does.
That young talent should be better than that.
That's just it. It's young talent.
Yeah, dude, no.
Look, he's sent guys to the NBA.
Whoopity-daw. How are they doing? Look, Craig Smith could send those guys to the NBA.
Rudy Gobert and Emmanuel Mudiay are out tonight for the Jazz.
Day's just getting better and
because
better.
of illness.
Coronavirus. So no wonder we fetching can't do it. See, why don't you let the fans go? Shut it down. Don't let the fans be in the arena. Can't have this happening. Such a mess.
Utah Jazz do play at Oklahoma City tonight.
Oh, they're at Oklahoma City, not at home. Okay.
It's on the road.
Fans are still allowed to attend the game?
As far as I know.
That's good for them.
Here's a crazy stat. Oklahoma City has come back from being down in double digits to win games. What was it? 18 times this season.
Oh, man.
The next closest team to do it with the Jazz, who've done it, was it 6 or 8? I don't remember which.
Yeah, we're going to lose tonight.
They were down by 18 the other day and came back and won. They're playing really good basketball right now. This is a
Billy
scary
Donovan,
Oklahoma
dude.
City team to be facing.
Yeah.
They
Billy
are
Donovan.
half a game behind the Jazz, or a full game?
Full game? Give or take.
Looking at the standings right now, Utah Jazz are currently in 4th, and they are a full game ahead of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City and Houston are tied. Jazz are are 2 games behind Denver. So, Big 12 beating tomorrow. There'll be limited access to the Big 12 tournament games. This is new. NBA is temporarily eliminating in-game TV interviews with coaches.
Oh, good. That should have been eliminated a long time ago, before the virus even came.
Reporters must keep a reasonable distance from players to interview them.
Dude, I'm watching this chase suspect on the run. It's like, you remember that video game called Paperboy? It was like on Sega. And you'd ride your little bike and you're trying to throw the paper to the houses. Remember that game? It's like this. This kid's running a sidewalk. I don't know where the police are at. They finally caught him thanks to a dog. It took a dog to catch the guy. But he's just running down the sidewalk like it's Paperboy, right? And he's just, he's just scrolling away, no big deal, taking a sweet time. The police finally show up out of nowhere and catch him, but it's thanks to the dog. I don't know what it is. Police don't scare me, but the dog does, though. The dog terrifies me.
They'll sink their teeth into you, man.
Oh,
That's
dude,
serious
man.
business.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
After punching my dog in the face, and
yeah, you're a jerk, by the way. And I've already called PETA
getting an
about it, and
infection
they're
in
not
my
happy
finger?
with you right now. Yeah. So not only do you have rabies, you might have other issues on your hand now, like PETA.
I just spread them all over the
They
desk
are
over there. Where you're sitting
PO'd. Is PETA.
So again, I wanted to get to your reactions to the NCAA announcing earlier today that they are not allowing fans to attend these NCAA tournament games, which get going next week. And so the question is, will that affect how you watch the games? Are you less interested now to watch them, or does it really matter? You're still going to watch these games anyway. So I threw that out there. I want to get your reactions. Text in 435-339-0321. And 5662 says, no desire to watch a game with a silent, empty arena. Overreaction. 9315 says, I love March Madness so much it'll affect me only if they cancel it.
See, that's the thing is, like, I get 5662 because you want the crowd and the energy into it, right? You want explosion after a big three or a big dunk or something like that. But 9315 is right as well because March Madness is great. It is wonderful. It's one of the greatest sporting events in the world. And it needs to be played.
So we already said had news that was it the Big Ten? Big Ten is limiting. Basically they're banning fans as well. Just a few immediate family members. Big 12 is a little bit different. They are allowing only 125 people per team. So how a school decides how they divvy up those 125 tickets. They're not going to send the band. They're not going to send the cheerleaders, but they will allow limited number of people to be there.
Chris Hassel of CBS Sports. Just now on CBS Sports HQ, our Dennis Dodd, he does a great job. Reports that a major conference official told him a total cancellation of the NCAA tournament is a definite possibility. Well, I could almost say that's bull and that's BS and you are a dramatic, looking for clout, but the way today's gone, I would not be surprised at all. I wouldn't be one bit shocked.
We've got to take another step aside here on the Full Court Press, but just saw something that maybe I should curb my criticism of these measures that are going on. Something that I just saw from Italy and how it compares to the United States. We'll discuss that. More of the updates as more leagues are making announcements, more sporting events are being affected. How that affects the Utah State Aggies as they're going to go to the NCAA tournament, or will they? Anyways, we'll discuss that
we
next.
We should cancel work.
Here on the Full Court Press. Eric Frandsen, Ajay Salvesen, Full Court Press rolling on. Big announcements today.
Gabby and Adam, the interns.
Thank you. They've been doing some great research for us today.
Heck yeah, dude.
So NCAA announcing today that no fans allowed to any NCAA tournament games. Yesterday it was the Big West and the MAC announcing no fan attendance for their conference tournament games. Big Ten saying no fans in their games today. Big 12 saying there's a limit to 125 per school. So the Golden State Warriors are not going to allow any fans at their games. They play a game at home tomorrow, so everybody's going to be watching that with great interest.
No, they aren't.
Just to see how it works.
What do you mean?
Maybe not the whole game, but at least the begins.
I mean, they're going to watch. I mean, the game still works the same way. You got to score in the bucket to get 2 points. You got to score from the outside to get 3. Add an intern. Hit the mic.
Hang on here.
Good gosh, rookie.
Oh, come on. There we go.
So yeah, quick question. Do you think, so obviously in your home arena, you have big, hype up, you want to get the fans into it when you announce your starters. Does that happen now, or do they just, do they announce anything?
Dude,
Do
that's
they
a
announce
really
anything?
good point.
Or do they just
Really
play
good
on?
question.
Oh my god!
So,
You
every
ignite
time, like,
the
Steph
flames,
Curry-
and you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
all the lasers
Does any of
and
that
the
happen?
loud
No.
music.
Standing. It's okay. You ever seen Space Jam?
Yeah.
Like when Daffy Duck or whoever the heck the black duck.
Yeah, that guy.
I shouldn't say black duck, huh? Well, that one duck he gets introduced and it's all crickets.
Yeah. Is that what happens?
Is that what happens?
Or do they just say,
guard,
here's your starting five.
Steph Curry.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's another Steph Curry 3. Like, do they do that? Does that happen?
Steph Curry. And everybody, they're going to try and be like, dude, who the hell are you announcing to? Like, quit screaming, man. We're right here.
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
I do want to say this because I teased this. Just seeing a graph today, just now, it mirrors what's going on in the United States with what's gone on in Italy. On day 8, the trend is almost exactly the same with number of cases in the U.S. versus what it was in day 8 in Italy. By day 12, it skyrockets up, and it says, on day 12, Italy shut down all schools and basically put 16 million people in quarantine.
By the way, Adrian Wojnarowski is just reporting with Zach Lowe. Consensus among owners on board of governors call with league office was either continue the season or with no fans in arenas, or have an NBA take a hiatus for a period of time. NBA is expected to have a decision as soon as Thursday on the next steps. They're really serious about maybe even postponing the season, aren't they?
I think it's going to happen.
Wait till after Saturday. Let me go to the game on Saturday, and then you guys can do whatever the heck you want. Deal? Deal.
All right. We'll continue to keep an eye on this. University of Utah may be canceling classes. Utah State looks like they're moving in that direction as well.
Really?
Just seeing some things, trying to confirm that.
Really?
It's crazy. And next hour, let's talk some Utah State football for a minute. Let's get away from this.
Rules.
We'll talk about the Utah Jazz as they go take on Oklahoma City, but they'll be doing it without Rudy Gobert. How much will that play a factor on the road against the Thunder? So we'll discuss that next hour as well. So stay tuned and continue to love to get the texts and the feedback. How you may still interact with these games with no fans in the stands. If you're still tuned in.
School's out for the summer.
435-339-0321. Stick around. We'll be back next hour here on the Full Court Press.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. As the sports world continues to adjust to the spread of the coronavirus, it's important how we talk about this story, because we tend to break things down in cut and dry ways. In sports, it's my team versus your team. Sometimes it gets pretty heated. That kind of discourse has certainly spread into other areas, like politics. Then social media comes in and magnifies our differences even more. We're seeing some of that when it comes to the coronavirus's impact on sports. Some people say canceling games is going too far. Others say we're not going far enough. Fans are extremely connected to events like March Madness. The Ivy League just canceled its basketball tournament, and I feel terrible for those athletes. But that doesn't mean this is another opportunity to yell at one another. Maybe we could try something different. Communicate, collaborate, help people stay informed, at least when it comes to the coronavirus in sports. Trust me, we have plenty to yell about once things return to normal. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise.